All right. Good morning, everyone. I am Christine. Let me lower this a little bit because I know I have a tendency to get loud. Good morning, everyone. My name is Christine, and I am the founder of This Side of Chaos. Thank you so much for joining me for Coffee with Christine this morning. So today we're looking at Thursday, September 17th. Here in the US, it is 7:30 in the morning. You guys are joining me nice and early here on This Side of Chaos. And I want to tell you real quick about This Side of Chaos, why I chose that name. Someone asked me that the other day, and I thought that, you know what, let me introduce this. So back in about 2016, I had come up with this great passion for crafting. So I learned how to knit. I learned how to crochet. I was putting jewelry together. I was making things, and I was going to make a business selling my crafts. However, I didn't have the confidence in my crafts to be able to sell them. I just, some of them, like the blankets, weren't as pretty as other people's. And I found myself constantly comparing my things to other people's. But I came up with This Side of Chaos as my business name because it embodies everything that I've overcome, everything that I've accepted as a challenge and faced and knocked out of the park. So when you are on this side of chaos, you are confident, you are successful, you are driven, you are ambitious, you are motivated. You have it as together as much as you possibly can. You are on this side of chaos. When you're on that side of chaos, you're completely unhappy, you're depressed, you're sad, you're unmotivated, you're not happy, and you're not being fulfilled. So when I say welcome to this side of chaos, this side is where I've got you. This is where I'm going to get you to. This is how we're going to work together. And I'm going to get you from that side of chaos to this side of chaos. So that's a little bit about the business. I just figured I'd give you guys a little bit of insight as to why I've called my business This Side of Chaos. So I hope that answers that question. So this whole week, what I've been doing is I've been reading out of Miss Debbie Ford's Courage, Igniting Your Self-Confidence. And for the month of September, in honor of all the kids going back to school, I have been doing a book review. And what this has done is it has allowed me to go back to the greats, go back to the people who their thoughts and their insight has given me inspiration into my own journey. And I've been taking this information, I've been running with it, I've been sharing it with you guys, but I've been tweaking it in ways that feel good to me, in ways that I want to teach to maybe help you understand it in a way different than what they're saying. But maybe they're saying it better. Maybe they're saying it differently. Maybe I'm translating it enough for you to really get a good grasp on it. Or maybe they've said something, you're like, oh my God, I need to go read that book. Yeah, you should read the book. The more information you have, the more knowledge you accumulate in the topics of self-confidence, self-esteem, self-growth, spirituality, whatever you can do to grow yourself, do that. Don't just use me as a resource. Use everything, everyone, every bit of information that you can find and make it into you. Make it yours. Make it work for you. Make it feel good. So that's my little tidbit. That's my little rant for the morning. So in my cup, before I really get started, I am in my happy thoughts cup because I need some happy thoughts. I always need happy thoughts. I've got my pumpkin spice coffee and my pumpkin spice creamer because, you know, I'm pretty simple, guys. I mean, I switch it up every once in a while. But if you guys have any suggestions on what maybe I should try, or if there's a different creamer out there, or if over in Australia you guys have something specific, I see you watching, Jasmine. I see you. So it is definitely, let me know. I'm open to trying anything, guys. So I'll try it at least once. If I don't like it, I don't like it, but I'm open to it. So this week, Debbie Ford. Let me take a sip of this, and then we're going to dive into this because we're covering a lot of information. I'm going to go over it quickly. So here's the information on the book. Let me add that in. All right. So here is everything that we need to know. So these are the 7 codes of self-confidence, or of the courageous warrior. All right. So we've got the code of divine guidance. We've got the code of surrender, the code of emotional freedom, heartful compassion, code of a loving heart, inspired vision, and supreme beauty. I'm going to go over each one. I'm going to read a quick blurb out of each one and share it with you because, guys, really, really amazing stuff. All right. So the code of divine guidance asserts that there is a power, a creative spiritual force that is beyond our human imagination. I call it divine because it can literally change the entire trajectory of our lives and rearrange our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, our choices, and our future. This is page 80 in the book if you have it, if you're following along. When we trust that our best interests and the evolution of our souls are the divine's highest priorities, we will feel the spark inside of us, the spark that is always there, driving us, urging us, and nudging us to evolve. There is nothing to fear because every single thing that is happening to deliver us a lesson, an insight, or a key ingredient to bring us closer to our highest self and support us in the evolution of our souls. Whether we can see it or not, whether we can believe it or not, the experiences that have changed us are merely opportunities to know ourselves, to learn, to grow, and to step into the highest, wisest parts of ourselves. Ah! I'm not, chills. She gives me chills. All right. So that was code 1, divine guidance. Code number 2, the code of surrender. So on page 101, Debbie says, I promise you that as you surrender and let go of what you've been holding on to, new people, inspiring people who see your greatness will show up in your life. It is in this peaceful, heartful state of surrender that you can have what you want, know that it is safe to speak out, and know that you are worthy of relaxing and moving towards rather than staying stuck in a past that can never be changed. The code of surrender allows us to exhale and see ourselves beyond what we know about ourselves. One of these many voices of surrender says trust that we are designed perfectly and that each experience has gotten you to a place where you can be your most powerful self. That is code number 2, code of surrender. Code number 3 is the code of emotional freedom. Now, I know I'm kind of throwing all these out. I will most likely be doing an entire day devoted to these codes coming up next month at some point. I might do it as like a little mini series, but I know I'm kind of like spitting this out to you guys. It's great stuff. So code number 3, emotional freedom. The code of emotional freedom promises us, this is page 117, emotional freedom promises us that we are safe to let go of our struggle and our distrustful behaviors. Once we can recognize that we are trapped in the limited reality of our hurts, we have a choice. We can choose to continue to allow our thoughts, words, and actions to be driven by fear, or we can choose to be guided by courage, with courage as our compass. Not only do we take responsibility of our lives in the present, but we take responsibility for our futures as well. There's so much more that I want to read, but I'm kind of cutting it on time. So, number 4 is going to be code of heartfelt compassion. When we are going through continuous pain and harboring resentments, it's because we've attached negative interpretations and feelings to the experiences that we have had and are unwilling to give them up. Does this sound like anyone? I know that this... It is our interpretations of events that continue to either hurt us or empower us. Holding on to resentment lowers our self-esteem, separates us from ourselves, keeps us disempowered and living in the past, prevents us from healing underlying wounds, and there's so much more, guys. Heartfelt compassion is understanding the love, coming from a place of love. The code of a loving heart. When you are filled with love, and not just love, self-love, you have the courage to tackle your deepest fears and the confidence to do whatever it takes to succeed at your tasks. When you are filled with the self-love, you are open up to a rightness about yourself that comes not from the circumstances of your outer world, not from the achievements and accolades of your ego, but from the very center of your being. You can gain the ability to look at yourself through divine eyes, seeing perfection in all parts of yourself, where everything comes easy, everything just works out. I am just talking about a holy perfection, about knowing and being so connected to the divine that you understand there is a design that is helping you evolve into a divine warrior whose love for self and others knows no bounds. Code of a loving heart. Number 6, we're wrapping this up. The code of inspired vision. Because which one of us isn't inspired, right? Imagine waking up each morning with an excitement and passion you haven't felt in years. Imagine going through each day, enjoying every moment, feeling purposeful and fulfilled. Imagine having all the courage and confidence it takes to conquer the world. The warrior of love lights up the room everywhere she goes. Her eyes are beaming with love, compassion, with the radiance of knowing that life is a profound gift. She knows that she has a divine imprint, and from that imprint, the purpose and plan of her life emerges. Her courage and confidence comes from this knowing. Her strength reveals the most beautiful and vulnerable parts about herself. She is committed to being the best that she can possibly be, and her vision is one that is uniquely her own. Divine inspired vision comes from a place of divine connection. I love it. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I love this stuff. All right, last but not least, the code of supreme beauty. That's not kind of what you think. It is time, this is page 187. This is time to recognize your gifts and talents, to appreciate and honor all that you do well. It's time to search out your uniqueness, applaud and acknowledge yourself, and let your own light shine. I know that for many, it's embarrassing to think that you're great, beautiful, kind, loving, or smart. It's especially embarrassing to say it out loud. Maybe you were told not to be cocky or conceited. Maybe you even believe in downplaying the best parts of you. Literally makes you a better person. But if you are going to be courageous, an example for all those who are ready to step into their power, then you must be willing to show the world all of who you are. You must have the guts to throw off the chains of immodesty and mediocrity in order to be the light the world needs. Ending it on that, guys. You must have the guts to throw off the chains of modesty and mediocrity in order to be the light that the world needs. Debbie Ford for the win, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I know this is a little bit longer. There was a lot of stuff that I kind of crammed in there. But her stuff is amazing. And this is the stuff that changes lives. I hope it gave you something to think about today as you go about your day or as you're ending your day. Think about it, ponder over it. Let me know which code really interests you and if you want to know more about it, because I'm kicking around doing a mini series on this. I think it would be really good to be able to do like a little mastermind or something. So I am going to head on out of here. I have a whole entire day ahead of me and I have a lot of coffee to drink before I do that. So thank you so much for joining me. Tomorrow, we're going to be wrapping up Debbie Ford's Courage, Igniting Self-Confidence. I don't know why I can't get that to stick in my head, but it's going to be the Courageous Warrior's Mandate. And we'll dive into that and wrap up Debbie Ford, put a pretty bow on it. If you all want that book, I highly, highly recommend it. Best book in my library, entirely. All right. Have such a great day. Jasmine, thank you so much for watching and showing me some love. You are the absolute best. And everyone else who's joining in, watching, if you find what I'm sharing is profound or impacting you or inspirating, yes, like it, love it, share it. I can't get this message out to the world if you guys aren't sharing it with the other people who might benefit from the message. So on that note, like it, love it, share it. I will see you guys tomorrow bright and early, 7:30. Coffee with Christine. Be there.